Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a tutorial. I'm going to make a door hanger. Here's the sneak peek, but you can take the techniques that I'm using here and make an art journal page or a canvas. So on this door hanger, I'm going for the Insta background, and what you see me putting on there is a gel print that I have cut out the shape of the door hanger on with my Silhouette Cameo. I traced it and did some scanning and tweaking, and after a few failed attempts was able to get it. Now if you don't have a Silhouette Cameo, just put the door hanger on top of the gel print, and I just cut around with an X-Acto knife, and that worked as well. I mean, you can even do it very old school with scissors. So there's nothing stopping you from having an Insta border on here. Now, because I made my gel print to cover this, it's a little bit smaller than the actual door hanger. I wanted to have a border of the same color. So I am just sponging on my acrylic paint in the same colors that the gel print is. And that's just going to give an instant border to this. But what a fast, efficient way of using your gel prints and putting some instant backgrounds on here. So with the Silhouette, I probably would cut multiples, do a cutting session, and then do a gluing session. So once that's dry, I am applying a coat of, this is DecoArt decoupage. And I bought this for a different project, and I was sampling it. I saw lots of people saying how lovely it is to decoupage, and I have to agree. I really like how it decoupages. I've always used gel media matte. This is matte finish, but it is the decoupage. And I'll put a link to it in the video. But I'm quite pleased with the results of things that I've decoupaged or adhered with this product. And I think it's a little cheaper than the gel medium. So just to give you an option. I'm just making sure that I have it all under and I'm pushing it down, and I'm putting a layer of the decoupage on top as well and giving it a dry. The back side is painted with black gesso. So this is TCW stencil called Lavender. It's one of their new for summer 2019. And this is the 12 by 12 stencil. The 6 by 6 was a little too small, so I'm just playing with this to get an orientation. Now I'm going to stencil on, and I'm going to use a combination of light blue permanent, Liquitex Basics, and dioxazine purple, also in Liquitex Basics. And then I'm using Hooker's Green for the leaves. And I'm just stenciling on one layer of this. This is more going to be the background. And I'm applying the paint on my stencil or on my makeup sponge, stamping off, and now here I'm just doing the leaves. You do not want the paint to be wet on the makeup sponge. And sometimes I've even put it right on the sponge and then stamp off. So you can't see it shiny. Now I've masked off parts of the stencil that I don't want. So I just look at the stencil and say, okay, what parts do I want here? And remember, you can flip the stencil front to back, and that kind of gives a different, almost a different one, a different orientation to it. So then I'm mixing the light blue permanent and then the dioxazine purple. Sometimes I'm going straight on. I'm mixing it right on the sponge and right as I stencil. So this door hanger, or if you make it into a canvas, I'm going to hang in the bathroom. It's just going to be kind of a bathroom relaxation one. So there we have it. And you know what? It looks lovely as it is. And I can keep stenciling just with paint if I want and get more layers and have them going different ways. So I'm trying to position the stencil where I want it to go to apply the next layer. And this one's going to have some texture added. So it's going to appear closer as well. And there I'm just masking off more of the stencil and just positioning it right. Now I'm going to use Crafter's Workshop clear modeling paste. Now I can put this clear modeling paste on just as it is, and it dries clear as it says, and you would see what's behind it. But you can also colorize it by adding paint. So I'm adding some of the Hooker's green there, and I'm just mixing it up. Now, because it dries clear, it is not going to change the color of the paint. If you were using modeling paste, regular modeling paste, because it's white, it would be more pastel-y. This is going to be pretty much the color that you put on. There I'm mixing it with the light blue permanent. And you can mix this as much as or as little as you want. If you don't mix it perfectly, you're going to get streaks, which may be an effect that you want. And here I'm mixing with the dioxazine purple. So it's kind of a guess as to how much you need. And I do go back and end up having to mix more, but that's better to do it that way than mix too much because it does dry. Although this did stay nice for the time that I had it. And then I'm just applying it with a palette knife, and I'm grabbing some of the light blue permanent with the modeling paste, and I'm grabbing some of the dioxazine purple with the modeling paste, and I'm applying it, and I don't want to be one tone. And when you look at this, at the final product, you can see the different colors. Some have more purple, some have more of the light blue permanent. Some are mixed and give us a tone in between. Love the consistency of this clear modeling paste. Had no trouble with it bleeding under or pressing under at all. So there I am mixing more of it. We're cleaning off my brush. Now with the modeling paste, as with gesso or gel medium, if you're putting that through the stencil, you need to make sure that you wash the stencil right away. If you were just stenciling with paint, you can let the acrylic paint dry on there and it doesn't do any damage. So there we have kind of the 3D. So I'm letting that dry in between. And it does dry fairly quickly. I was rather impressed. And then I'm repositioning the stencil and doing more modeling paste in other places. Layering it up as I like it. So then I played around with my sentiments, with my fonts, and I have the words restore, relax, rewind. And I'm going to play around with the positioning of those. You know, I've taken pictures of it. And if you're unsure about which one you want, take the picture and then you can compare and decide. Taking the picture allows you to see it from a distance. I'm thinking I want a little bit more with the modeling paste now that I have an idea of where I'm putting the words. I'm always excited when I do modeling paste. It's like, oh, what's it going to look like in the end? It's always a nice reveal. So I'm positioning it and I'm gluing this down. And I don't know if I grab the gel medium or if I grab the decoupage. Both work. They do the same purpose. So I think this would make a nice gift. I've been thinking, I'm going to put together some Epsom salts with some my special blend, lavender and peppermint scented. I'm just going to edge it a little bit, and I believe I'm using Prussian blue. And that's just to shade the sides. You can omit this step if you want it, because I do have that Insta border, like because of how I cut out the gel print. So all in all, I'm very happy with how this turned out. If you were doing this on an 8x10 canvas, there would be more lavender, more flow, more background would necessarily show, and I might do a little bit more texture or pattern in the background. Then I'm just splattering with some of the Prussian blue. Thanks so much for joining me. Leave me a comment in the description box or the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up. Check any of the links that I have to products that I've used. Thanks for watching.